Green Bay Day to Day. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for taking the time to join me. Always appreciate it. It's Sunday night, just after the Packers, didn't really get their teeth kicked in, but didn't put a full game together, and so lost in Buffalo against the Bills. I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of my questions here, and then we'll talk about. Basketball isn't my leisure domain at all. It's not my forte, but I do think that it is important to talk about what Kyrie said. And so just right out of the gate, right off the bat, I'll say it again when we get there, but I don't know much about what he is referencing, but, it seems pretty, and I don't know, we'll talk about it when we get there, but just so that it's all on the table, I'm not very well versed in, or at all really, in what he was referencing. So Packers hold within 10. It covers in most betting arenas. How do you feel about the Packers season now? Well, they're 3-5. Is how I feel about it. They did, finally, okay. They put, what did they, I think Aaron Jones rushed 20 times. And that's huge. Aaron Jones is right now our best player. And A.J. Dillon, I don't think is very far behind him. If you really get that opportunity to let him kind of do his thing, he's a 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard, 2 yard, 4 yard, 6 yard, 4 yard, 7 yard, 8 yard, 6 yard, 10 yard, 11 yard, obviously not necessarily in that order, but, you're going to get some good chunk plays out of him. And I think that is just one of those huge killer things when he has, it's 1st and 10 and he rushes for a first down. I think that it's just killer because it's not all that they do really is they just send him right at the middle. They run him right into contact, For better or for worse, I'd like to see a little bit of off play. As soon as you say A.J. Dillon and single back, it's or strong, or whatever. You get the idea. It's he's probably going right up the fucking middle. So, let's see what else. Chiefs were on bye. How do you feel about them getting to the 1 seed? Really? Who's the guy? Well, okay. No, I'm not obviously, I still think it's the Chiefs' game to lose necessarily. Well, you know what? It's obviously the Bills. It's the Bills season and everybody else just gets to play in it is I think the correct way of looking at it, even if it's a bit of a haptic method. The Bills are very good. Even Josh Allen throwing 2 picks yesterday. That wasn't enough for the Packers to really even make it a close game. Anything could have happened there in that last moment, but they shanked the field goal. But I don't see the Chiefs getting that 1 seed, but that doesn't mean that they're out of anything. I think it's the Bills, right? If you could see me, you can't. But the Bills at the top, the Chiefs, put them a rung beneath them. Because, there are questions on the defense, and the special teams is bad, and the time management is confusing. But right there, and then, everybody else is fighting for third, But, so, the Chiefs got things to look forward to. Raiders got shut out. Yeah, no, boy, howdy. That's got to be demoralizing. That's got to just fucking hurt. You're talking about a team, they just came off bye. They just came off their bye to fucking, to get shut out, in New Orleans. I get it. The New Orleans defense has been good, So, but fucking, Devontae Adams had a catch for 3 whole yards. That's, wow. So I don't know. I mean, it's like we say, it's it's not necessarily going to be better just because you want it to be. Just because they knew, it was the first one on, like, oh, buddy, going to the Raiders. Like, they find ways to lose. That wasn't even the case. They just got their teeth kicked in. Fucking, 0. So now they're 2-5, and I don't know. I wouldn't be, for as badly as I felt about the Packers for the past few weeks, I would not feel good about the Raiders. And then one more here. Let's choose a good one. The Seahawks beat the Giants at home. How do you feel about their playoff chances? I'll tell you what, like, the Rams look bad. The Niners, they don't look bad at all necessarily, but I mean, they're kind of one of those teams that's like, well, they're finding a way to lose, I don't think anybody really believes in the Cardinals for whatever reason. So I don't, I'm not going to sit here and say, that they're not going to get in or that they will get in. They're very 4-4, but they did beat the Giants, who, I mean, were looking good. They looked like they had figured out what they were going to do. Even though it was at home. And as I've said, I've made a point of like, hey, like, if there's one team that has home field advantage, it's the fucking 12s. But with that said, I mean, it's just one of those things where I feel like, yeah, don't fucking, Geno Smith is clearly the best quarterback in that division. Would you go with me on that? Whether or not that's fair, I mean, fucking I got into a fucking, it's whatever, just a discussion with, like, I don't understand who these cats are that are saying Matt Stafford should be a Hall of Famer, or is a fringe Hall of Famer. It's like, he's got one Pro Bowl. That pause is intentional. I don't know, like, what else are we fucking talking about? He's got one Pro Bowl. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl, but so did fucking Trent Dilfer. Let's fucking throw his ass in. I mean, for fuck's sake, what are we, okay, what I'm saying, I guess, is, what are we fucking talking about? When you say to me, like, oh, like, this guy who he's going very hot, I'm pretty sure this is his fourth time that he's going to lead the NFL in interceptions. That's the guy? So, no, I'd say the Seahawks' chances are as good as anybody's. You got the best quarterback, a very good defense, very good. I don't know if it's necessarily fair to say very good. And every dog has his day, in for better or for worse. That means that sometimes you're going to fucking just well past overperform. And sometimes you're going to get the shit kicked out of you, So, but it's worth looking forward to, right? Like, you got to be happy that you're in first. Or tied for first, maybe. Maybe they're tied for first. I'm pretty sure that they're in first. Okay, so, as I was saying at the beginning, I'm really not even sure what he was talking about. I didn't watch the entire press conference. I just watched a couple of different varying length snippets. One that wasn't blurted, or I should say censored. Just trying to find out, at that time scanning Twitter, it was in a pretty big tizzy. People were really upset, obviously, over what Kyrie had said. And I don't want to act, because though I have black relatives, I am very white. And I only say that to say, I can't pretend, I went through plenty in my adolescence, like, it's, so, I'm going to throw out some nerd cred there for you guys again. But in Yu Yu Hakusho, when Yusuke Urameshi is talking to some guy, I don't remember, he said something like, if everything in my life hasn't killed me now, then neither will this, and neither will you. Bullying pretty hard in my adolescence, for this, that, and the other. Sometimes because I didn't smell right, sometimes because I fucking was tall, I don't fucking know. There were plenty of things where it's like, whose fucking Cheerios did I piss in, to catch some of this shit. So a lot of, like, I'm not going to sit here and act like, even with that kind of irritant, that my life has been hard. It flatly hasn't. It really hasn't. I've been very, very blessed in my life. racism, it's still strong out there. And it sounds like this documentary that he watched wasn't... The fact was that he was coming through saying, like, hey, Kyrie apparently means Yahweh in certain language. And that was his, I don't know. It's hard for me to say, like, yeah, Kyrie is a hateful dude. I don't think that he is. I think he's misguided. Because we're seeing more and more where it's just like the first person to tell another person something must be on the right side of things, So if you happen to be African American and you are listening to this, you really any race, just understand that it does take all of us, that you matter, that I value you, and no matter, no matter your faith as well, because there seemed to be some anti-Semitic undertones when I saw his tweet. Maybe it was, fucking overt. Honestly, wouldn't be able to necessarily... I don't know what's in his brain or what's in his heart. I know what he says. And that pulls me into... I was helping my dad out harvesting this last weekend. Got home, Sunday morning, just before Jacksonville blew another fucking lead, picked the game away, thanks to Trevor Lawrence. And we got onto Tucker Carlson some crazy how. Fucking Tucker Carlson, like, what are we talking about this guy for? Who told you? Well, I remember what it was. Who told you that diesel fuel, we only have 25 days left? And I wasn't even, it was just like, who said that? Said Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson. In the case of twos, I'm a John Oliver guy rather than Tucker Carlson. I'm not saying anything necessarily bad about Tucker Carlson, but the stuff that I have heard about Tucker Carlson, it appears to be like racist, and like less appears to be, more like I'm pretty sure it is. And so, like, I directed him over to John Oliver and said, like, he did an entire expose on it. It's 20-something minutes. It's not, you just listen to it and see if you come out the same way you would go in, That's all that I'm asking. Just see what you see. And so he did. And he was like, yeah, that John Oliver guy is a fucking idiot. Because he more or less endorses some female named Omar. I don't know, but so what he thought she was saying was that she wants to destroy America. It's like, that's not what she was saying, Dad. Like, I understand what you're thinking. It's not what she was saying. I'm not trying to be that guy, but it's not what she was saying. He was like, no, that's what she said. And so, I don't know, is my dad fucking racist? Is there a possibility? I mean, honestly, like, if he's coming through with this idea that that's what she must have been saying, even though she clearly said she wants to tear down the American regime of oppression and not to destroy America, holy shit, somebody that I love dearly, my dad, maybe on that side of like, yeah, she's clearly fucking, she just wants to destroy America. I don't know. I know that this is not this type of podcast that I should be doing, but I just want it to be made clear that I stand with our brothers and sisters here, many of whom had not had the election to come. They were brought here by force. And, you are valid. You are valued. So, all right, guys. Let's call it a damn night. Good luck next week. We'll talk to you soon at GB_D2D on Twitter, and at GB-D2D at Outlook.com. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.